This work is named The Running Fence. It is a piece consisting of 2,050 hanged white fabric fences, stretching 24 miles across the hills of Northern California. It took a total of 4 years to make, but was taken down after just 14 days of display. To speak of this work purely from an aesthetic point of view is to bring awe into one's mind. An intertwined white line cutting through tens of miles of brown earth, creating a sharp contrast that one could relate to as man's manipulation of nature. The white fabrics winding through miles of barren landscape, wind blowing through like sails at full mast, instilled in its viewers a feeling of man's greatness, the same feeling that a Great Wall of China might remind one of. In an age when pragmatism is honored over idealism and futurism, a grand work like this could reinvigorate the viewers with ambition. At the same time, however, some may consider the work to be in harmony with nature. The fabrics flow on the landscape and melt into the landscape surprisingly well, as a river or a crevice would melt into a mountain ridge. This was also one of the original ideas behind the creators, Christo and Jeanne-Claude. But no matter what you think of the aesthetics, the work is far beyond a pretty installation. The full scale of Running Fence is the 4 years that took to make it and the stories that occurred behind the scenes. To build a work of such massive scale in a democratic bureaucracy, Christo and Jeanne-Claude had to negotiate for years with authorities and landowners in the area to allow them to set up the work. The government debates, paperwork, and negotiations are all part of the final project, and are considered to be part of the artwork. The 24 miles of white fence is merely the final manifestation of all the work done in the 4 years. Thus, the artwork is not just environmental art, as people may recognize it as, but also a social art. It is by the society because, as we said, to make the artwork happen, negotiations and debates at all levels had to be initiated. And physically, the sections of town that this fence cuts through all become part of the landscape. It could also be said as for the society, not because the artwork itself is useful in any way, but because by accomplishing this piece of work, we could suggest that the local community has shown that they were able to find consensus on such a large project, affecting the lives of so many people. Of course, this might not seem significant, but still serves as some sort of a reminder of human unity that exists in the society. And finally, it represents a society because this work is a compilation, essentially, of all the bureaucracy, politics, human emotions, connections, and arguments that happen to make the final manifestation possible. Another point of significance for this piece is that it's devoid of ownership. Nobody could technically buy this piece of art, and it couldn't be shown in a museum. It needs to have the landscape and people in order for the Running Fence to be the work that it is. When the fences were taken out after 14 days of display, the work went with it. So the ephemeral nature of this work makes it revolutionary in terms of artwork, because even with innovations of, for example, abstract paintings, they could still be hung in a museum. But this work is devoid of a permanent place of settlement and devoid of any ownership. Its value comes from the environment and the people that participated in this work.